Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. This game of the Sevens is crucial. One of these two sides will make their way through to the quarterfinals, and the loser, they will miss out. That is the type of implication that we find ourselves with New Zealand. The away side, of course, the USA in their home tournament do want to go nothing less than the quarters. And this one, before New Zealand, Cody Vai, Shea Clark, Brady Rush, Sam Dixon, Scott Curry, Andrew Newstup and Joe Weber will be the starting lineup. Then for the USA, they have gone with Madison Hughes, Joe Schroeder, Kevon Williams, Malachi Esdale, Perry Baker, Aaron Cummings, and Steve Thomasin. But we are now ready to go. Madison Hughes will be kicking off this game to get us underway for the big match. Quarterfinal implications on the line. Come on, New Zealand, says Mr. Bravestone, and let's go, New Zealand, says Brandon. It's nicely taken by Cody Vai, who was thrown in the air by Shea Clark. Sam Dixon, come back across to the left-hand side. Salah, the dummy there from New Zealand. Gap opens up for Joe Weber. Madison Hughes tries to cut him off, but he's unable to do so. And now Scott Curry down the wing, steaming towards the try line. Schroeder's missed the tackle. And New Zealand score in 25 seconds. That is the dream start for the Kiwis here. 7th try of 2024, his 129th of his career. He knows how to score them, and that is an extremely crucial one. And go New Zealand, says McHale. Schrader just not quite able to catch up there, but 7-0 now for New Zealand. And the kick is successful. Andrew Newstup getting the 2. So the way that it would currently sit, New Zealand would make their way through. The USA with their points differential. Yeah, they can still make it, actually. Commentators before this game were saying that no matter what happens, one side will go through, the other will miss out. But both sides can actually theoretically still make it through to the next point of this competition. New Zealand looking for the ball. Just taking his hands off it and win back-to-back LA Sevens and go to the US. Says Gus, and there goes Perry Baker. No one beats that man in a sprint race. And they will not be able to stop him here. He's going to run it right as close to the post as he can. Oh, he almost ended up running dead. Okay, thank you, says Robert. And it there as well. But this time the try is scored by the USA. I think the scoreboard's actually given the try to New Zealand. But that is incorrect. 7 points all is what we're going to be sitting at now. And this matchup. Like they're saying, Perry Baker makes it look easy to run as quickly as he does. But Steve Thomasin did get that kick over. Good effort from Dixon in the end to try and push him dead. But to no avail. Front of a home crowd as well. Steve Thomasin gets the kick over, like I mentioned. 4.5 minutes do remain in this first half. So it might be a very close game. Kevon Williams looks like he might have had a little bit of an injury. That is the last player that the USA want to lose. In fact, is he going to be taken from the field? No, he is going to be all right to continue. Lucas LeCamp was about to make his way onto the field. Yeah, Kevon Williams looks like he's struggling a little bit here, but he said he's all right to continue. So we have to wait and see what kind of impact that has. Perry Baker beautifully taken off their own kick off the USA. Oh, that's a tackle in the air, but it's Perry Baker who once again gets the try. Oh, and he's crawling along the turf as well. I think this is going to be a yellow card for New Zealand. Yes, it is, for tackling the player in the air. That's going to be a fantastic bit of play from the USA. Big one. Almost the equivalent of a penalty try. Perry Baker. If there was ever a time to step up for that man, it is right now to make sure the USA make their way through to the next stage. That was slick, says Gus. Not only was he involved in the retaining of the kickoff, but adds the extra 2 points on top. and also gets his second try. Thomasine sitting 2 from 2 kicks. Now they are back up into second, and if that is the way that it sits, New Zealand would be the side that go home. So the USA can still get through on a technicality, but New Zealand cannot. If New Zealand lose this game, even with a bonus point, I believe they still will end up going home. Andrew Newstub. Looks like they are going to be going to the sideline here for New Zealand, trying to use up a bit more time. A decent kick downfield. Currently the way that it sits, it would be, oh no, my apologies, New Zealand would go through. So it would be New Zealand Argentina. If the score remains this way, New Zealand to lose by less than 7 will keep them in, and USA would take on France in the opening contest of the quarterfinals. Now nicely taken by the New Zealanders. Cody Vi tackled by Madison Hughes around the chest. Shay Clark tries out his step. Wrestled down by Schrader. Look for the offload. Curry manages to regather. Now Dixon has to jump on it. And he's done it extremely well. But the USA have done better. They had 2 men in the breakdown to get that ball back. Quick tap taken by Steve Thomasine once more. Malachi Esdale. Back across to the right-hand side here. Another short ball to Kevin Williams. I need New Zealand to win, says Bakash. They're going to have to work hard for it, that is for sure, as the USA are looking strong throughout this first 5 minutes. Madison Hughes goes across to Puri Baker, mainly that man who's on a hat-trick, but he gives it away to Esdale on the inside. Steve Thomasine, good shot on him by Andrew Newstub, but Kevin Williams gets the pass across. He's been hit hard. It was a late shot, they say. And Schroeder gets the offload from Cummings. It's another one for the USA. And they are now in the position of knocking New Zealand out of the quarterfinals. Nice bit of flair there. Careful on the timing is the call from the referee, but Cummings lures in Curry and Dixon and still gets that ball away. Fantastic bit of work from that man. It's going to be the kick now. Brady Rush will be back out onto the field for New Zealand. And the kick is good. Does end up going over. The way that it sits, Argentina would take on Ireland now in the quarterfinals. So if New Zealand don't lose this game by less than 7, they are gone. And Argentina do take on the Irish. But it does look like Kevin Williams, he is finished for the matchup. Took a big shot to the ribs. Tried to continue, but now will be stepping off. Now Madison Hughes. I've just mentioned New Zealand on an 11-match winning streak up against the USA, and they have got a long way to go to get back into this contest. But Cody Vi is starting to change that. He's trying to win the foot race with Lucas the Camp, and he's done so. Or has he? He's been taken down. Brilliant effort from Lucas the Camp, and they've called the knock on against New Zealand. That would have been a game changer if the Kiwis had scored it. Now, Lucas the Camp, he might be a little bit lucky here because I think he's just dove on that ball after it was down. And they might show the replay here. Of course, the knock on was first, though. It was close for Lucas the Camp, maybe just within the rules there. And not long left of this half. 15 seconds past the siren. USA feed the ball in. They're going to try and kick it into touch, and they just get it dead. And that will be half-time now between these two sides. 21 points to 7 in favour of the USA. They've had a sensational first half, the Eagles. Cody Vyers looked really good the last 2 weeks, says Gus. He unfortunately just didn't quite have the pace to beat Lucas the Camp. Never looked for the pass, though. And you could say that that was down to inexperience. Being a young player, of course, when you get that close to the try line, you think no matter what, you're going to be able to score it. But just not quite the case for Cody Vi. USA sitting on 8 points. I was just listening to Henry Hutchinson talking about that last game up against the Samoans. Come on, New Zealand, what's going on? There's Zion there. Yeah, they just haven't played their best first half. They had a yellow card as well, which did hurt them. 2 tries being scored throughout that time. But Perry Baker already has 2. Joe Schroeder has the other. The experienced US Eagles players, the ones who are really taking it to New Zealand here. But still, defensively, it's about discipline is the words that Mike Friday has just said. And they were just showing that Perry Baker scored 20 points, but that is not correct. The 10 tackles made by Sam Dixon. Brilliant effort from him, but to no avail at the moment. New Zealand are out of the quarterfinals. If they lose this game by 7 or less, they make their way through to the next stage of the competition. But if they lose this game by more than 7, it will be Argentina versus Ireland taking place in the quarter-final fixtures. Now New Zealand ready to go once more. It's kicked off short by Andrew Newstub. Nicely taken by Malachi Esdale though. Lucas Acamp and Perry Baker both joined the breakdown, but little did they know Sam Dixon had already stolen that ball. Cody Vai now goes across to Joe Weber. New Zealand numbers on the outside. It's a 2-on-1. Newstub almost going through, but Schroeder has stopped him. As a US rugby fan, I'm afraid to say this, but the Eagles look good. They have looked very good throughout the last couple legs. Inside ball, New Zealand now looking for their next offload. Joe Weber scores the try there for New Zealand, and they are now back into the contest. And yes, USA's looking good defensively, just making that little bit of a mistake there. Very good there in the chat as well. Why isn't the USA like this in Union, says on. I mean, it's one of those ones that if the USA really put their mind to rugby union, I honestly think that they would be a top contender. Okay, so Fiji versus Spain. Fun fact is actually confirmed. So is France. Oh, sorry, so is Australia versus Great Britain, I believe. It's the other game that is pretty much confirmed to be happening. Five and a half minutes remain though. Andrew Newstub again kicks this one just the 10 metre. Shay Clark manages to wrestle the ball back for New Zealand. They are looking like they've reached that next level that they needed to. Newstub pass out wider. Scott Curry gets through Perry Baker's tackle attempt. And Brady Rush, man who was yellow carded earlier on. Cody Vai, good step from him, inside ball off to Joe Weber, who goes through 2, tries to find the pass out wide to Shane Clark, who straightens again for New Zealand. New Zealand's strategy is flatter, closer to American football and basketball, says Gus. New Zealand only down by 7 at the moment. In terms of the odds, they are considered $4.50 underdogs. Ball available for Scott Curry again. Wrestled down, USA on him. And they've been able to get the turnover in the important time. LeCamp goes across to Joe Schroeder. Numbers now to the left-hand side for the USA. Lucas Acamp going to try and go straight through. Great low tackle made there by Sam Dixon. I mentioned about it in my preview. That man always is just a workhorse. Perry Baker with the NFL-style spin does get the offload away to Madison Hughes. Dragged down inside of the 22. Another offload from the USA. They are just keeping this ball alive. Aaron Cummings tackled low. Schroeder now trying to go through. Another offload to Steve Thomasine. Little flick pass there to Madison Hughes. It was forward, but the ref says play on. And Malachi Esdale scores the try there. Interesting for the USA. A little bit of a different tactic. But yeah, it did look like a little pop pass forward to Madison Hughes, who then went back to the eventual try scorer Malachi Esdale. Carl Tanana cannot believe it. Right in front of the referee. Maybe about half a metre forward, but it's all right because the USA get themselves another try. And they now have the lead, which would keep New Zealand out of the quarterfinals the way that it sits. Once again, they will show the update, which would be Argentina versus New Zealand. Or sorry, Argentina versus Ireland. Carlton Nutter, he's on the commentary, of course, New Zealander. He can't believe it. Oh, okay, they've just said that you can't actually go to the TMO in the final sequence. Oh, it's going to be knocked on for the USA. No, it's all right as well. Now Aaron Cummings going back across to Steve Thomasin. They've got the ball on the halfway line. Go the USA, go. Says Sekola. Oh, Malachi Esdale. Another great step. USA have got the momentum. New Zealand just aren't looking the best here. They've let the opportunity slip throughout this match. Big shot coming in from Roderick Solo. New Zealand have been told to leave it, so Dixon gets out of it. Referee still penalises him. Dixon frustrated with that one. And go USA Tosso. Says danger ball. That replay looked like maybe should have been the penalty to New Zealand. Just a little bit. I think Carlton Nutter, in the box is furious at those last two decisions. But there is still time. All teams have done their homework and are good on the circuit, says Sekola. Yeah, it just depends on who they're matching up with, doesn't it? Stylistically, some sides favour playing certain teams. Like USA, they have lost their last 11 games to New Zealand. That looks like that's about to be broken because of their hard work here. Tactically, they've been strong in this game. Lucas Acamp, big shot coming in from Dixon. This time, New Zealand win the penalty. They'll take it quickly. Tito Harris, New Zealand need to try and cut the gap to less than 7 even if the USA focused on Union. South Africa would still be top. I mean, yeah, but still they'll want to, of course, get better in their rugby union side. The USA, definitely if they're hosting that 2031 World Cup. Another low tackle made on Aaron Cummings. It's going to be another penalty to New Zealand, getting back up to his feet and going again. Taking a quick dab now it is. I think it was Amanaki Nicole. Yes, it was. Still 1 minute 20 remaining. I believe that clock was stopped for a long time, though. Curry goes across. Close to a knock on from Roderick Solo. Does go backwards, says the referee. In fact, he might have just said, oh, penalty. Not releasing the player. New Zealand now charging forward. Amanaki Nicole. Looked like he didn't have much gas left. That's going to be a clear knock on from the USA. Double blow of the whistle and a yellow card now. For Malachi Esdale, there is still a little bit late drama in this contest. And go USA home of the brave, land of the free, go USA go. Says Sekola. Yeah, Malachi Esdale, he was ready to make that next tackle. Unfortunately, just slapped it down like he was playing volleyball. Okay, they wanted to take the quick tap, and pretty much New Zealand's, I think that was actually the youngster off the bench, Tito Harris. No, it was Tapaya Cook-Savage. He was saying the ref's not letting me take it quickly because someone was shouting at him saying, take it, take it. Time is still off. New Zealand know if they lose within 7, they are, well, they probably don't know that, to be fair. They probably assume that they just have to get through and win this game. Oh, okay, the clock isn't right. I thought that it had stopped at one point. There's only 30 seconds remaining for New Zealand now. Here's on. I don't accept not losing to the ABs by 100, says Gus. Now, Tapaya Cook-Savage finishing with a losing bonus point would be enough here for New Zealand. So if they score, they need to score it between the posts. Amanaki Nicole, they've got numbers here now in the midfield. They look like they are looking towards the corner. Inside ball. Curry goes back across to Tapaya Cook-Savage. One more on the outside. Solo pins his ears back. Oh, he's dropped that ball, I believe. Right, they've got the time remaining now on the clock. Time is over, which means now they do need this kick. Wait. Okay, the time was off. New Zealand need this kick to go through. Okay, there will be no restart. Tapaya Cook-Savage now knows the implications to get the bonus point and make their way through to the next stage of the competition for New Zealand. Tapaya Cook-Savage does need to get this kick over. This is to knock Ireland out of the quarterfinals and advance to play the defending champions, Argentina. Tapaya Cook-Savage, he's missed the way to the side, and that'll be the end of this contest. 28 points to 19. Sam Dixon goes straight over to him and says, don't worry about that one, mate. But New Zealand out, South Africa out, Samoa out, and Canada. They are the 4 teams missing out. And boy, there's some big matches that are coming just around the corner. He's going to miss, ain't he? He did indeed, out to the left-hand side. But brilliant performance from the USA, making a statement. And now they will make their way through to the quarterfinals to go head-to-head with the French. Perry Baker, I should say, sorry. 2 tries in this matchup. USA smooth as fast. Go USA go. Nice one, US. A nice match is coming indeed. It's embarrassing from New Zealand. Says Bros production. Yeah, they needed that kick to go through to the next stage of the comp. But they also just needed a better performance in this game. Up against Australia, they did struggle. Up against Samoa, they narrowly got themselves the win. But this one, the USA did outplay the Kiwis. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be live streaming very soon, about 2 hours time. We will be scheduling them now, but about 2.5 hours time is when the next games of the Sevens are taking place. We haven't confirmed exactly what games we are doing as of yet, but as soon as we know, of course, we will be letting you know too. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Argentina taking on Ireland in one of the quarterfinals, Fiji taking on Spain in the other, and then, of course, France versus USA first, and Australia versus Great Britain as the last match that has taken place. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.